She's the author of the novel Adam, which is totally blowing up right now, and for good reason. It's so fantastic. I'm so psyched she's here. Please welcome Ariel Schrag.
So I'm going to be reading from my novel Adam, and just to give you a little backstory, Adam is a 17-year-old straight boy from Piedmont, California, who is now spending the summer with his older sister in Bushwick, Brooklyn. And his older sister, Casey, is gay, and he has been tagging along with her and her lesbian friends, just sort of going wherever they go. The year is 2006, and they've just come from a gay marriage rally and are now going to a party. Adam's sister, Casey, is dating two people at this time, a trans guy named Boy Casey and a trans girl named Hazel. The party was in a super fancy building with a giant marble lobby and a doorman. "We're here for Carlisle," said Casey. The doorman gave her a look like, "Really?" because I couldn't tell. "Floor 17, he said. They waited for the elevator, and another group of Carlisle people came up behind them. The elevator dinged, and they all crammed in. "We got room for everyone," someone shouted. "This elevator is inclusive." Adam got pushed against the wall. More people were squeezing in, and as Adam shifted to try to make room, he realized right in front of him was the redheaded girl he'd seen at the rally. The elevator jerked, and Redhead's back slammed up against him. "Ah, sorry," she said, turning her head around briefly. Her body was fully pressed against his as the elevator chugged slowly up. He could smell her hair. It smelled delirious. Adam moved his hand to cover his crotch. Oh God, his dick was totally sticking out. He fixed his eyes on her tiny little soccer ball ear stud. Ding! Everyone flooded out. Redhead followed her crowd. Adam stayed in the elevator, his hands around his crotch. "What are you doing, Adam?" said Casey. "We're here." "I think I dropped something in the lobby," he said. "I'm just going to ride back down and come back." Okay, said Casey, like Adam was crazy, but she wasn't interested enough to care. "It's apartment 17E. Casey, June, and Agnes rounded the hallway as the elevator doors closed. Adam pressed the stop button. He'd never done that before. Part of him was scared it would transmit a signal to some room where a man was watching all the elevators on TVs, but he just needed a minute alone. He needed to chill the fuck out. Redhead was here. This was his chance. This was motherfucking destiny, and he knew it. There was a fucking God, and for whatever fucked up reason, he liked Adam. All Adam had to do was not blow it. Do not fucking blow this, Friedman. He took a deep breath and pressed open. The party was packed. It looked like the same crowd as the whole, except now, instead of everyone crammed into a graffiti-sprayed, trash-strewn, gutted concrete building, they were crammed into a fancy apartment with expensive-looking furniture, art on the walls, and floor-to-ceiling bookshelves. Adam's house wasn't nearly as nice as this, but he suddenly felt homesick. For a moment, he wished everyone at the party would leave so he could curl up on the velvety couch and pull the soft white Afghan over him. Adam surveyed the crowd, but he didn't see the redhead. "Hazel's not here." Casey was standing next to him. "Should I just give up and make out with Boy Casey?" "Boy Casey's annoying," said Adam. "I know," said Casey, "but he's hot." "What are you guys talking about?" said June, Agnes beside her. Nothing," said Casey. She looked around. "So, Adam, I bet some of the girls here are bi. Anyone you like?" Adam was surprised. Back in Piedmont, on the phone, Casey had gone on and on about how she was going to hook him up with a hot New York girl. But once he got here, it had never come up. He figured it had been all talk, just Casey loving the idea of herself as the cool older sister, but not actually wanting to bother. Maybe, said Adam. "Let's go do a lap," said Casey. She grabbed his arm and pulled him away. "You really think someone here would hook up with me?" he said. Should he mention Redhead? But what if Casey knew her and didn't like her? What if she was like, "That bitch? No." Maybe Casey had someone else in mind for him. He talked to that girl. Redhead would watch, get jealous. "Huh?" said Casey, distracted. "I only said that to get away from June and Agnes. We cannot just hang around them all night." She was still in a bad mood. "But is there someone you think I could hook up with? Are you on crack? Everyone here is like way older than you and gay." Adam hated Casey. Just because her life wasn't working out perfect didn't mean she had to be a bitch to him. He wanted to punch her in the face and go home. "See that girl over there?" said Casey in a hushed voice. She nodded her head toward a short, stocky girl with a mullet. "She transitioned and then went back." Adam didn't want to hear about someone's dumb transition again. He wanted to get drunk. "Her name was Linda, and then she transitioned to Len, got top surgery and went on T and everything. Was a guy for like a year and a half, but then she like changed her or his mind and went back to being female. Now she just goes by L. Isn't that crazy?" "Who cares?" said Adam. "Everyone enjoying themselves here?" A girl with short hair wearing a purple lycra bodysuit flounced in front of them. "Totally," said Casey. "Thanks for having us." The girl swiveled her head and bit her finger, looking across the room. "Ooh, that boy is fine." And she flounced off again. "Carlisle, he's such a little faggot," said Casey. "You're just saying that because that's what Skylar said," said Adam. "What?" "That's what Skylar said today, that Carlisle boy or girl or whatever is such a little faggot. You're a follower. You copy everything everyone does, and it's pathetic." Adam almost never got this mad at Casey. He felt like he was drunk, even though he just wanted to be drunk. "You're an asshole," said Casey. "Go find your own fucking life then. You think I want you hanging around me all the time? Talk about pathetic. What are you even doing here? At least I belong here." Adam's face turned red. "You wish," he said. "You're just obsessed with everyone here." "Go the fuck home, Adam. I can't believe you thought you would get a girl here. That is so sad." "Hey, cutie." It was Hazel. "Oh, hey," said Casey, suddenly beaming, like she wasn't in the middle of a fight, like she was filled with the fabulous spirit of life and always had been. Hazel was holding 2 drinks. She handed one to Casey. "You look hot," said Hazel, looking Casey up and down. Then she cocked her head at Adam. "I'm Hazel." "Yeah," thought Adam. "I met you like 2 hours ago." Adam started to say, but Casey interrupted him. "That's just my little brother. I don't know why he's here." Hazel looked away from Adam, instantly bored. She went back to giving Casey that stupid loaded gaze, and Casey went back to lapping it up. "I really want to fuck you tonight," said Hazel. "I want you to," said Casey. Did they completely not care that he was standing right next to them? "I want to fuck you while people watch," continued Hazel. "I want you to fuck me while people watch," said Casey. "I'm out," said Adam. "Good," said Casey, not even looking at him. "Why was your brother here?" Adam heard Hazel asking as he walked toward the door. He kept walking before he could hear Casey's answer. He got to the door. He stopped. No, he was not going to bail. He was not some pussy. Maybe nothing would happen with that girl, but he had to know that he fucking tried. She was somewhere in this apartment, and no matter what, he was going to force himself to talk to her. Fuck Casey, fuck Hazel, fuck boy Casey, fuck June, fuck Agnes, fuck mom, fuck dad. He was not going home until he knew that he tried. Adam whipped around, headed straight for the liquor table, threw some ice in a cup, filled it to the brim with vodka, took a swig. Felt a lot better. He saw Casey and Hazel talking where he'd left them and didn't give a shit if they saw he was still here. In 5 minutes, he'd be talking to Redhead, and what could they do then? Adam rotated his head, a slow 180 degrees, scanning the party for the Redhead like a superhero with infrared vision. He spotted her, standing by the window, talking to some girl. He imagined his vision like in Terminator 2, targeting in on her, giving him all the necessary stats. Everything was coated in fluorescent green. He was moving in. Nothing could stop him. He started walking toward the window, took another swig of vodka. But how? How would he get her attention? What do they do in the movies? On TV? They're walking down the school hallway, they bump into each other, the girl drops her books, and the boy picks them up. Something like that. He was getting closer, 2 inches away. Decision! Decision! Alarms are going off. He had to act now. Now! Adam threw his drink on the Redhead. Redhead and her friend stared at him. Redhead slowly started to brush the vodka and ice off her shirt. Adam stood there and watched. She said. Adam broke into action. I'm so sorry, he said. He looked around and saw a stack of colored napkins on the liquor table. He ran over, grabbed a handful, ran back, and handed them to Redhead. I am so sorry. Why did you? I tripped. It was this rug. You didn't trip, said the friend. You just walked over here and threw your drink on her. Redhead stared at him, but it wasn't mean, just intensely curious. I wanted to talk to you, said Adam. Redhead and her friend burst out laughing. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, said Redhead. And then, I love it. Who are you? Said the friend. I'm, Adam. I'm Jillian, said Redhead. They shook hands. I'm Claire, said the friend. She and Adam shook hands too. So, what do you want to talk about? Said Jillian, grinning. She had that smile like she'd had when he saw her marching. It was actually happening. This was actually happening. I don't know, said Adam. You are fascinating, said Jillian. She stared at him with a delighted, amused look. Well, who do you know here? The usual, said Claire. I know Carlisle, said Adam, and Casey, the boy. Uh-huh, said Jillian. She looked at it as if she was going to start laughing again, but it was a nice laugh. She liked him. I don't really know Carlisle. We came with our friends Jackie and Nadia. But why did she like him? Why wasn't she totally weirded out by this twerp teenage boy at the party? She must think he's trans, like Calypso had. Why else would she like him unless she thought he was trans? This was happening. He couldn't blow this. If she found out he wasn't trans, this would all fall apart. It couldn't. He could not fuck this up. Yeah, I came here with some of my other trans guy friends. Jillian and Claire both nodded, smiling, completely unfazed. That's cool, said Jillian. I'm gonna go get a drink, said Claire. She raised her eyebrows at Jillian and left. Jillian smiled at Adam and rolled her eyes. All my friends are in couples. Claire's been with her girlfriend for like 3 years, and Jackie and Nadia are at 8 months. Whenever we go out, they try to turn me into a project. Adam blushed. He took a sip of his vodka, but there was nothing left in the cup, and he swallowed air. Jillian noticed and gave him that amused look again. Here, have some of mine. She poured some of her drink into his glass. She wanted to share spit. Thanks, said Adam. There was an awkward pause. So, she said, what do you do? I go to college. Uh-huh, what college? Berkeley. But I'm visiting my sister for the summer. We live in Bushwick. I live in Fort Greene, said Jillian. There was like a mass exodus of a bunch of us from Smith. I live with Claire and her girlfriend Lauren, never live with a couple. I mean, I love Claire, but it's kind of hell on earth. I live with my sister and a girl who's totally in love with her, but it's like not reciprocated if you want to imagine something worse. I don't know, at least then everyone's kind of miserable. For me, it's like the couple cooking dinner, the couple snuggled up to a movie, the couple coming home from a night out, tipsy and in love, me alone in my room, eating a salami sandwich in secret. I eat liverwurst in secret, said Adam. Jillian laughed. Wait, why do you eat it in secret? Are your roommates vegan too? No, I just thought I should eat it in secret. Jillian laughed even harder. She smiled that smile at Adam. He felt like the funniest, cutest boy alive. Yeah, said Jillian, even if I knew they weren't totally grossed out by meat, I think I'd still lock my door. Eating alone in my room is not something I want people to know I'm doing. It's like masturbating or something. Adam felt his cheeks go red. Should we get refills? Said Jillian. Sure, said Adam. They walked over to the liquor table, and Adam saw Casey and Hazel staring at him. Casey leaned in and said something to Hazel. What was she doing? He could not let her come over here. Casey approached them. Good, he would keep them busy. So I know what you were drinking since it's all over my shirt, said Jillian. At least you didn't mix with cranberry. I'm so sorry about that, said Adam. That was completely stupid. Jillian handed him a drink. I don't care, she said. Pour it on me to get even. Seriously, said Adam. He handed her back the cup and stretched his arms out, presenting his chest. Jillian laughed. She dunked her finger in the drink and poked it on his chest, leaving a little wet dot on the white t-shirt. She looked down at her own chest. I should actually go to the bathroom and try to clean up some more real quick. She looked up at him and smiled. Don't go anywhere. I won't, he said. Jillian walked away. Adam looked down at his chest and ran his finger across the wet spot. He could feel his heart underneath. Who was that? Casey was in front of him. Her name's Jillian. And? I like her, said Adam. Does she know how old you are? No, I told her I went to Berkeley for college, and if she asks, I'm going to say I'm 20, and if you tell her I'm not, I swear to God I will tell Mom and Dad everything. And he meant it. For the first time, he actually meant it. Casey scoffed, but she knew he was serious. Fine, she said. We'll see how long that lasts. I'm leaving with Hazel. And Casey walked away. Jillian came back. Hey, she said, I just talked to Claire and Jackie and Nadia, and they're all going home to be boring lesbians. I was going to go with them. Adam's heart sunk. He imagined himself falling through the floor, crashing through every story of the building, through the concrete foundation, into a grave of dirt. Unless, I don't know, were you going to stay? Jillian continued. Oh, sure, said Adam. If you were. Cool, said Jillian. She took a sip of her drink. Thank you.
Ariel Schrag, that novel is so excellent. Do you have copies with you? Well, good thing it's available at every bookstore in the whole world and also the entire internet. And Books Inc. especially.